All right, this is vlog number one. Let's get right into why I'm making this vlog. So, I had a really rough day on Friday. And at the end of my day on Friday, was riding my bike back home from a potential job, and I was sobbing on my bicycle as I was coming back, and my head was down, and I was fine if I verged into traffic and got hit by a car. I was fine with the idea of that, and I just didn't really see the point to everything anymore. And that's kind of what I wanted to come here and talk about was not approach this from a place of complaining, but just more of like a place of honesty and the authentic struggle of going for your dreams and the way you thought, and then just kind of the reality of how it changes and goes. So I have to thank my girlfriend partner Caroline for getting in front of me, because I was about ready to buy a bottle of liquor, go to the beach, and not care where I ended up, not care about what I did after drinking a bottle of liquor. I was ready to just say, fuck everything that I thought I cared about, and it's time to hurt myself, because why do I care this much if everything that I do doesn't work? So that was really how I felt. Luckily, Caroline came over and could tell that I wasn't in a good space, and she wouldn't let me leave the house. So I am lucky to be here healthy today because of her. So thank you. And then also this wonderful person who was riding their bike next to me as I was coming home. We were at a stoplight at Venice Boulevard and Lincoln, and she said, "Oh, aren't you brave or courageous for not wearing a helmet?" And I turned to her and said, "Yeah, at this point I really don't care much about living, so it's not really courage, it's more apathy than anything else, or complete indifference." And she didn't know how to take that. The light turned green and she went on, and I kind of lugubriously pedaled and made my way down Venice Boulevard with my head sunken and sobbing. And she had biked on, but then she kind of slowed up and caught up to her, and she said, "Hey, you're far too handsome to be this sad," which was like literally the last thing I needed to hear right then, because I'm a comedian, so I don't like that people's looks get seen in a certain way. I kind of wish our hearts could be seen in a certain way. But she then said, we're biking to the sunset. Why don't we just bike to the sunset together and get to look at the sunset? And then in that moment, I realized that I didn't care about the sunset for the first time in my life. I had seen it before. I was like, so then I started crying harder because I didn't care about the sunset, and I always care about the sunset. And then she was like, I'm a teacher, and the second she told me she was a teacher, I immediately thanked her for being a teacher, because I really admire teachers and respect them for choosing that career path and doing that work, which is so important. And she was like, "You want to just bike with me and we can go together?" And I thanked her for her care and her concern, and let her know that maybe I just needed a really deep cry. I was like, maybe I need this cry. I need to be alone for this cry. And so she biked on. But I really appreciate her too, because she also helped save me from going down a very dark path. But I guess I'll tell you what, what's been hurting, and then we'll call this vlog a wrap. Um, I want to make the world a better place, and I want to do it through comedy and storytelling. And essentially, if I'm making or helping make somebody laugh, to me, that's helping somebody not suffer, because you can suffer, but while you're laughing, you can't suffer. So that's always for me been my whole reason to live, is like, well, if I can, be on this earth and help as many people laugh, well, then that's a good use of my time on this planet. That's a good purpose. And so I've dedicated my life to that. Ever since I was like 8 years old, that's all I've cared about doing. So I've been working really hard, doing stand-up and doing YouTube videos and doing every single thing that you could think, doing it the right way. I wake up and I do a morning show, and that's Trending Trends Trend. And then, I make scripted comedy web series, and I want to do them in a certain way that makes it elevated. And my art, if you will, it doesn't really have a category, because like it's comedy, it's storytelling, it's music, it's dance, it's everything. I like expressing myself and not limiting what I do, because for me, I understand the whole jack of all trades idea is a master of none. And then I just heard on TikTok that's longer. A jack of all trades is a master of none, and then there's more. But a jack of all trades is still better than a master of one. And that helps my psyche out, because I'm like, yeah, that's totally me. I'm totally the jack of all trades. But essentially, I've been working in the restaurant industry to help supplement my income so that I can make all of my art over the last 10 to 15 years. And I basically had this job opportunity that looked like I was going to be making video content for a company, and they wanted me to come in and help them make video content for their training videos that they need for their business. And I thought that, okay, I this actually seems very viable. Like, I might actually be able to do this. And I really wanted the work. I really want to work. I really want to work in the field that I think I'm good at, which is storytelling, which is video storytelling, which is taking, concepts and ideas and turning them into actual images and sounds and videos and stories. And I feel like I'm really, that's what I'm good at. That's what I love. And I'm like, I don't get why I can't get work in that. And so essentially I was following this business lead, as one does when they want to work. They you're in a transactional cycle, if you will, at any given point when you're trying to get work. And I was kind of like getting through the cycle where I sent an offer sheet of like, this is what, if you're serious about this work, you'll order either one video or a video suite. It's essentially communicating like minutes worth of content. And this business owner, was like saying, yeah, we need video work. Come take my seminar on like success. Take my seminar on success. It'll help inform the video work. And so I went and took the seminar and canceled a trip I had planned. And, also not just that, but like canceled looking for other job opportunities, because basically I don't have a job right now. And I am looking like I'm going to go back into the food industry, which is not like a terrible thing. I'm really privileged and lucky that I can jump into that industry when I need to. So I understand the opportunity that I have and the privilege that I have to work there and do that. But I so badly want to work in video production. I've been doing it for the last 15 years. I've won a Telly Award, and I've been nominated for a Streamy Award, and I've made over 500 videos from half of them scripted, half of them non-scripted, and I feel like I'm good at this now. Or at least I know what I'm doing now, where I could communicate that to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and actually help their business. And so at the end of his seminar on success, he basically told me that he's not serious about needing video work right now, and not even in the near future. There's many other things he needs to invest in before that. So he basically needed me there for his own optics on what he needed to build for his pitch deck to make his business viable. What he needed was people there so that he could take photos of his success seminar. And all he needed was me there so that I could be an extra person in the room for his aims. So I felt once again like I crossed my boundary of like not setting up a deal. Like I shouldn't have gone to the seminar without at least getting a deposit on the work and all this stuff. So I crossed my own boundary with that, trying to do the right thing, trying to go above and beyond, which is what I'm always trying to do because I care so freaking much about all of this stuff. And by the end of the day, he just basically told me, he was like, yeah, I'm not really serious about needing video work. And so it smashed me to smithereens. It's like, I've always had this idea of like when we get upset about something, we have like a vase, and then like we get upset, and so we smash the vase against the wall. Or like you have a vase, let's say you like it, it's cracked a little bit, and you're mad that it's cracked because it's not like perfect. So then you smash it, and you're like, oh, that vase would have worked. But this time it felt like I had a vase that was cracked, and then I smashed it, and then I took all the pieces, and I wanted to smash all those to pieces because I'm like, why do I care so much? Why am I always trying to help everyone and go above and beyond? And how come no one's ever helping me or being honest with like what their intentions are and stuff? And it's like, why is it so hard for me to just work? I want to work in what I'm good at, or at least what I'm think I'm good at. And then it makes me question, like, am I even really good at what I think I'm good at? And then it makes me question, like, does anybody really know what anything good is? Or are we all just listening to each other in an echo chamber about what we think is good or bad, and is anybody original and all this stuff? And then I basically was like, why do I care so much? Great. If I've cared so much and nothing's working and I've been such a failure in all these things, then stop caring and just do the opposite of caring. And so I almost went down a really dark path that I'm really grateful for the people in my life that helped me when I needed help. And I was just ready to let it end if it was going to end, and I was not, I wasn't feeling good about living anymore. And so I'm really grateful to Caroline, and I'm really grateful to that teacher on the bike that cared enough to slow down and bike with somebody who was really hurting. And, I also then came back from having a very transformational weekend with Caroline up in Cambria, and then Big Sur, and we saw elephant seals and zebras and whales, and we went hiking and jumped into waterfalls and felt cool water, all over our bodies, and, got to experience some of the best parts of life. But I feel so, just kind of like it's all ironic how much I want to work and how hard it is for me to work in the space that I think I'm good at. So that's kind of what happened. I didn't do a trend today because I'm kind of just in the space of not really wanting to try so hard and just let it all out. So thank you for coming by, swinging through, spending your time with me. Check out some of my videos if you're interested in scripted comedy. I'd suggest starting there. And if you're not, well, don't. All right. Thanks for coming by. I'll do these whenever I feel like it. See you around. Peace.